We have some more Call of Duty to Game Pass rumors that are popping up, and obviously Black Ops 7 is coming this week, but looks like another game could be on its way. Silent Hill 2, which was previously a PlayStation console exclusive, looks like it's coming over to Xbox, but could also signify a date for another pretty exciting Xbox showcase. Mark Cerny talks about the PlayStation 6 and where they are going with development. And as expected, they are moving more towards developing so that their games can launch on multiple different platforms. BioWare, they insist that Mass Effect 5 is still in development. Then we have a couple of stories here from the Genshin Impact developer creating a brand new game, and some more information on what is going on at Rockstar with the employees who are leaving. We know there are some conflicting thoughts here from Rockstar versus the employees as to why they were let go. So we will take a look at that. But before we do get into it, if you do enjoy daily gaming news and content, make sure to hit the subscribe, share the video, like it, helps get the channel out there. So I would appreciate it. But for now, let's get into it. So we have Call of Duty Black Ops 7 launching into Xbox Game Pass on November 14th. This is the second year in a row that Xbox is launching generally every single year the best selling game of the year in a subscription service. Last year, it was still the best selling game, even though it did launch onto Xbox Game Pass. Will that happen again? That is always going to be an interesting thing to follow. The big difference this year, of course, is they rejigged the Game Pass subscription service. So you're only getting this in Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. So how many people are going to be signing up for the $30 a month to be able to jump in and play the game? Probably will only be people who just want to play it for a month or maybe two, or want to just play through the campaign and don't want to pay full price for the game itself. If you're somebody who plays Call of Duty all year round, it's basically the only thing that you do play, obviously it does not make sense to sign up to Game Pass for that. But I do think it will still be extremely successful. I do think it will push Game Pass subscriptions. The biggest thing here is, will Battlefield 6 rival it in terms of the overall sales for the year, or will Call of Duty Black Ops 7 be on top once again? We're seeing some of the charts come out, and it seems like from an engagement perspective, Battlefield 6 still hasn't even surpassed the Call of Duty HQ app, so we'll see what happens here with Black Ops 6. But aside from that, there are so many legacy Call of Duty games that have not launched into Xbox Game Pass, and people are always wondering, when are these games coming over? The Activision Blizzard deal has gone through for a while now. People have been waiting and expecting more ABK games into the service. Yes, we've gotten some, but it would be nice to get more, and maybe at a faster pace than we have been getting them. It looks like another game could be coming over, and that is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, maybe dropping in to Xbox Game Pass. So that would be a pretty cool thing to see. This all comes from Reddit's Xbox Game Pass subreddit, MW2 coming to Game Pass, because there is an ad showing Game Pass Premium, and then within that ad itself, you do see the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 in there. It says here that the rumor comes from Reddit user Typical Nar, who discovered a simple Xbox Game Pass Premium ad on their console. In it, it shows many of the games on the service, like Sea of Thieves and Hogwarts Legacy. However, one game caught the user's eye that isn't on there, and that is the original Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 from 2009. And right now, obviously, we don't know if it's going. It hasn't dropped in at all yet. But they do say here, while it does appear official, take it with a grain of salt. One user on Reddit mentioned that 2022's Modern Warfare 2, part of the Ruby trilogy, is on the service, so perhaps it was a mix-up. But people are still hoping for that classic Call of Duty, because we know that Xbox has gone in, they fixed up the servers for the older games, and you could go back in there and play the multiplayer. And it's like you're playing Call of Duty back in the Xbox 360 days. It's just like a nice hit of nostalgia. It's a lot of fun to jump into. If you're a fan of those older games, you can still get in and get multiplayer lobbies. And anytime they do drop these older Call of Duties into the Game Pass service, they do get an uptick in gamers for at least a certain period of time. So That would be cool because Modern Warfare 2 is an absolute classic. It's some gamers' favorite one in the entire series. I would say it's up there for me. If I had to rank them, it would definitely be in the top in some way or shape or form. I love Black Ops 2 and everything too. So there's a lot of great Call of Duty games, but MW2 is up there for sure. So I would love to see the classic one come back in and then people jump in and play that as well. It would be interesting though, as well, as if they did drop this into Game Pass Premium at the same time that the newest Black Ops 7 is dropping into Ultimate to kind of give the premium gamers at least a Call of Duty in their service, another Call of Duty in their service, even though it isn't the newest one there. And I would wonder if how many people who will just end up playing that instead of deciding to upgrade to play the brand new one. But we're just around the corner here from Call of Duty Black Ops 7. I'm excited to see how the campaign is and how good this game is this year comparatively to the previous years. I think it'll be pretty similar to Black Ops 6, which I did very much enjoy. And I did enjoy the beta for Black Ops 7. So I'm pretty optimistic on this one being a good one. And there's tons of content at launch for Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Another game that looks like Xbox may be getting here is Silent Hill 2. And this was previously a PlayStation console exclusive. And it's showing up here with a rating, ESRB rating, looking like November 21st could be the release date for Silent Hill 2, which is the remake on Xbox. It says here that it shows the store listing. It shows Xbox optimized for the Xbox Series X and S, and November 21st, looking like the day. True Achievements knows that Silent Hill 2 has a November 21st, 2025 launch date on the store listing, and also has options for deluxe edition, including digital art and soundtracks. Now, that is not the only thing. We have heard that there is a partner event coming out in November. Xbox is going to have a showcase where all of the third parties that are putting games on the service, they're going to come out, show their games, and it's going to be primarily focused on Xbox Play Anywhere games. This article here is hinting that November 21st could be that date, as Silent Hill 2 potentially is going to be Xbox Play Anywhere, and they're going to be a part of that show when they announce that the game is coming over to Xbox. And they say here that this is, I believe, Jez who's writing this thing. I wrote a few weeks ago about how Microsoft has an Xbox partner preview slated for November, set to reveal upcoming games from Microsoft's publishing partners. He says, I've heard this event was also going to be Xbox Play Anywhere heavy, detailing games supported by the Xbox Ally and the wider Xbox PC system. Now, that would make a ton of sense because they just dropped the Ally. So they're really going to want to push and show games that will take use of Play Anywhere and being able to go from your handheld to your console to your PC. And he says here that Silent Hill 2 dropping on November 21st could be a hint that the Xbox partner preview event is slated for prime time close to that date. And yeah, so that it would make sense. I mean, the end of November, they're going to show off this partner preview. They're going to get people excited for Play Anywhere games as we do close out the year and then move forward into next year, where Play Anywhere is going to be like their main thing that they are focusing on. We're hearing about the next console and the fact that the handheld is a preview of what we can expect from the next console, which means that they'll have to have Play Anywhere as the main feature for the majority of games that do end up launching on the next generation of Xbox. So they're going to ramp up the marketing for that. This is an Xbox stuff. We've seen all of the recent ads that have been coming out. People have been hating on those, and I actually think some of them have been pretty good. But that all is to prepare people for next gen. Right now, everything we're seeing is to prepare people for the next generation. It's to prepare people for the PC console hybrid, Play Anywhere. Developers have to develop basically one game, and it goes onto all of the different platforms, saves cross. I mean, to me, that sounds like a great future. And they're starting here with potentially a partner event at the end of November to give us more Xbox Play Anywhere games. Speaking of Play Anywhere, or moving away from games that have to be specifically developed for console and then redeveloped for PC and other platforms out there, this is all changing, and it really has been changing for a while. If you sit back and you take a look at the Xbox and the PlayStation 5, the reality is they're both very similar under the hood. They're both x86 architecture. It's not too far off and different from developing the PC version of the games. And we're in an era now where PC, basically all games come out on PC. Back in the day when I was growing up, a lot of games skipped PC because of how different it was to make games for the console versus the PC. And we're nowhere near that anymore, even though I think some people still think we are living in like the 90s and the early 2000s and stuff. Mark Cerny comments on this further and reiterates here, this is the future of PlayStation as well. It's getting games to run on everything, even though it's coming out on the PlayStation 6, making it easier for developers. And the console is going to be less and less unique under the hood. This was an interview and a video from Digital Foundry talking to Mark Cerny. And this is an interesting question here that was asked. And here's the question. It says, do you think of the leap from the PS5 Pro to upcoming hardware as more of a progression or a step change moment in how developers make games? And Mark Cerny says this: we shifted our focus substantially in the past. We were largely creating custom technologies just for PlayStation platforms. But now with Project Amethyst, which we know this is their collaboration with AMD for making chips, for making the next generation of PlayStation, for AI, all of these things, they're co-engineering this with AMD. He says we're placing substantially more of a focus on co-engineering and co-development with AMD on their roadmap hardware and libraries. And that change will have a very large impact because when developers can create their technology with the understanding that it will work across multiple platforms, that's the key, multiple platforms such as desktops, laptops, consoles, etc., there will be a much larger pickup of new features. So I believe we'll see outsized impact from the technologies announced this past week. So there you have it. They are making sure that they're working in collaboration with AMD. So games coming out for the next generation, games coming out for PlayStation are also going to be able to be easily picked up and transferred over to the PC platform, which would mean they'd easily be transferred over to Xbox through the console hybrid. All of these things, it's because they know that they need to meet more players where they want to play their game. And to me, this just really does show that all of these companies, PlayStation, Xbox specifically, they see the writing on the wall. They have to continue to expand out. And yes, a lot of the outrage you see online from people getting mad about console exclusivity going away does not translate into any sort of business success for these companies going forward. And we're going to see PC, PlayStation games on PC more and more, even though the tons are already out there, maybe some more day and date ones, all of that stuff, and more games just going across platform. It's all about the software. It's all about how many people can access and play games. One game that a lot of people will want to end up playing is Mass Effect 5. A lot of questions as to what is happening with this game, but BioWare is insisting that Mass Effect 5 is still in development and that they are exclusively focused on this. As we know, we had N7 Day just a few days ago, which is the Mass Effect Day, and we have this. Executive producer Mike Gamble advised that after an incredibly busy few years of BioWare, the team is exclusively now focused on Mass Effect 5, saying this: like you, we've heard the rumors lately. You've made it clear you care deeply about what's next. So let's start by setting the record straight. The next Mass Effect game is in development, and EA and BioWare remain committed to telling more stories in this universe. The truth is, the last few years have been incredibly busy time at BioWare, but currently the team is heads down and focused exclusively on Mass Effect. We have a lot of universe to cover, lots of features to build, and lots of romances to figure out. We're excited by what's we're building, and we promise you, when we're ready, it'll be lots of fun to show. So I wonder when we're going to see this game. I would guess like we're going to see some more about the next upcoming Mass Effect relatively soon, probably in 2026. I would be shocked if we see something maybe at the Game Awards, but 2026 I think is where we're going to see some more about the next Mass Effect. I'd be pretty excited for this one. I can't wait to see what they do have cooked up for everybody. Mass Effect's great. The collection out there right now where you get all 3 games remastered and stuff, go check that out if you haven't played it. It's still a phenomenal collection out there to get. MiHoYo, the developer behind Genshin Impact, looks like they are making a brand new MMO game using AI, at least part of it, to make this game. This has been spotted here on Reset Era, a video feature teasing Genshin Impact developers' upcoming Unreal Engine 5 MMO title. And the video was posted by MiHoYo's hiring department on the Chinese social media platform Xiaohongshu. I have no idea if I said that correctly, but that's where that video was found. And through the translation, it's been revealed that the game is being developed using Unreal Engine 5 and will be a fantasy MMO titled featuring an open world and PvP. And they say here, coming to the AI-based elements of the title, the translations have revealed that the title will feature artificial intelligence simulated ecosystem, all-terrain battle, AI, and intellectual NPCs. So don't know what really this means. These are just all words for them trying to get people hyped up for the game, but what will the game be like? How much AI is going to be implemented really as you're going throughout the world and stuff? But this is one of the things when it comes to AI, I thought could be interesting is if they were to use it for NPCs in terms of trying to make them somewhat more believable rather than having just pre-written lines and they all have similar lines. Maybe they're going to be doing stuff like that. I'm not shocked that Mahoyo and the people behind Genshin Impact or these types of developers are going to be the first ones really showing eyes. So we'll get a glimpse of this and we'll see if it's any good. And I feel like if it isn't, you'll have other developers who were thinking about it may potentially be moving away or try to improve upon it. But who knows the extent of the overall AI that they are going to be implementing it. But we'll see when this one does end up dropping. And finally, Rockstar. We heard the story last week. A couple employees got laid off, I believe. And there's two conflicting stories here. Rockstar is saying because they were basically leaking information. The employees were saying they got fired so that a union would not be formed. And now we have anonymous Rockstar employees saying that there were no leaks and the layoffs were indeed union busting. Now, I feel like the story is going to continue to grow and expand. More information will come out. But it says this in the post, the employee claims that the fired workers were practically ambushed by the HR department, which called them over for a quick chat and then handed them a termination letter accusing them of misconduct related to Discord discussions, but provided no evidence of further details about the supposed offense. And they say those physically present were reportedly forced out within minutes. Others who were not at the office received a brisk phone call of less than 2 minutes and were notified that they would receive the aforementioned letter. Some of them were sick, even recovering from surgery or on family leave, and this sudden termination leaves them financially vulnerable. And the anonymous employee as a Rockstar fired critical staff such as leads, artists, designers, programmers, and producers, many of whom had long tenures and clean records to the studio. And they're saying here that clarifying the Discord channel in question was strictly for employee and union discussions about working conditions, not for game leaks. So they're just saying here, as they previously had said, they got fired because they're trying to form a union. Rockstar's union busting. Rockstar saying the opposite. It will be very interesting to see if there is some more deep dive journalism into this and someone figures out actually what was going on there. I feel like we will, but who knows? Either way, this story just continues to grow and we'll continue to see what happens as more information does come out. But I will end the video there. If you did enjoy this video, hit that thumbs up. If you are new here, hit that subscribe and I'll catch you guys in the next video.